What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is now summer, which means it's the perfect time to talk about the Tesla spring update. As is tradition, I'm probably the last person on planet Earth to receive the spring update, which really sucks because I try to be among the first to bring you guys videos talking about all the features, and I really like making these videos for you guys, and you guys seem to really like them. Nonetheless, I did finally get the spring update. It was announced on April 13th, and I got it like a little under 2 months later, but I've got the patch notes right here on my phone. We're going to walk through all of the new features that this update has. All right, first and foremost, I did get the newest version of FSD, version 14.3.3 with this update. We're not really going to talk about the FSD performance in this video, but there are a couple new things that came along with it. They actually added an FSD streak counter to the screen when using it. So it will track how many miles you've gone without disengaging FSD. This is really cool. I really like it. Unfortunately, I don't think it's quite at the point, at least when it gets to a destination, where you can go without disengaging, unless you just let it do its thing, let it park, let it do whatever, and then take over. I still am having a lot of trouble with parking. I mean, I still use it like 98% of the drive. It's just the last little bit when it's trying to park, usually when I take over, because it just drove me around and around and around the parking lot, past all kinds of parking spots, and just would not choose one. So your all's experience may vary. That's unfortunately one of the downsides to FSD, is that there's wild variance. In the same vein as that, we now have a self-driving app. So for a little while now, you've been able to go to the self-driving page on the settings and view self-driving stats. So mine is at 65% right now. That's at 3,147 total miles driven, and I've used FSD for about 2,039 of those miles. Obviously, I've got a much higher number of miles on my car, but I've had my computer replaced twice for different issues, so it's been reset. I'm thinking that that might be part of the reason why I'm so late in getting updates, is because I have a really new computer. I don't know if that's how they do it. But now with this self-driving menu, which is this little icon right down here, if we tap that, we can open that up, and you get some of the same information. So you can still see your self-driving stats, so what percent you've been driving. You can see your longest streak right under that. You can see your total number of self-driving miles plus your total number, total number of miles. And then you can see your streak of when you've actually used full self-driving. So currently, I'm only on a 1-day streak. I think that's just based on when I got this update. And then it shows you a breakdown month over month of how much you've used FSD in terms of total miles. All of this I absolutely love. I'm a stats nerd. I love being able to see all of this information compiled like this. It's great. And then you've got some kind of learning options at the bottom. I'm excited to see what they can do with this page, like how they can further expand it and give you more information. So just having this kind of starting point, I think, is great. A lot of good information there, especially if you are an avid FSD user. Being able to track all of that, really neat. Before we get to our next new feature, I want to thank channel sponsor 3W Auto Life. The post-EV Fest energy is real, and it's the perfect time to talk about one of my favorite Tesla interior upgrades. I love keeping my Tesla clean, but these unpredictable spring and summer months with rain, sand, and mud make that really difficult. The stock Tesla mats soak it all up, can stay damp for days, and even start to smell. That's why I run 3W's all-weather floor mats. They're custom-fit liners made with their exclusive Thorax material. No chemical smell, no adhesives, safe for you, but more importantly, safe for your pets. Their Vigor Mold technology offers a full coverage design that extends under the seats, front and back, with no dead zones. And the raised edges keep your entire floor protected and clutter-free. And cleaning them? Easy. A quick rinse and a wipe down and they look brand new. If you want something with a more premium elevated look for daily driving, they also offer dual layer carpet mats. A heavy duty TPE base with a detachable carpet top that really takes the interior up a notch. EV Fest may be over, but these mats are still one of the upgrades I use every day. Check the links in the description or head over to 3wliners.com and use my code MetzTech for 35% off. We got a couple updates to the navigation. Only add superchargers with Tesla pricing. So enabling this ensures that the trip planner routes you exclusively to superchargers. So it'll exclude third-party chargers altogether, where charging prices are set by the site owner and not Tesla. Another nice addition to the navigation is that when you put in a destination on your front display, it's now going to show on your rear display, kind of exactly like it does with the Robotaxi, which, if you've been following how Tesla's kind of trending, this all really makes sense. Now, if you put in a destination right now, so let's just route it to New York, then it will show up on this rear display. And there we go, 12 hours and 45 minutes with 5 stops at superchargers. And then if we hop back here, it will show where we're going first. So first we're going to a supercharger in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, arriving in an hour and 24 minutes. Again, very Robotaxi-esque. The display almost looks just like that in the Robotaxi. Another nice little update we got to the navigation is that we now have an updated weather visualizer. So this is just going to give you better understanding of what precipitation is coming. So if you've got snow, ice, rain all mixed together, it'll just be more clear what's what instead of just the severity of what's coming. It'll actually break it down for you, which is cool. We luckily don't have any weather on the way, so we're nice and clear. We now have some updates to the immersive sound. You can now set that as auto, and it will adjust the immersive sound experience based on the media that you're listening to. Also, down from that a little bit, you now have the option to enable Hey Grok. This will allow you to summon Grok automatically without having to press the microphone button if that is something that you use. So you could say something like, "Hey Grok, take me to the nearest Starbucks."
The nearest Starbucks is at 1240 Westport Road in Louisville, just 0.8 miles away, open until 9 p.m. Shall I set it as your destination?
And you can say goodbye to get it to go away. Another nice thing they added is the ability for Grok to access your favorites. So if you've labeled your favorites like John's house, you can just say to Grok, hey, take me to John's house, and it'll be able to pull your favorites and automatically start directing you to that location. Again, the more integration, in my opinion, the more useful that it is to actually have Grok in your car. We got a couple more options to things like pet mode and paint shop. Go into display here, and you can go to customize pet mode, and this is going to allow you to choose what image you want on the screen. So we now have a balloon cat as well as the balloon dog that we've had before, and then we have the little hedgehog guy that Tesla uses for everything. And then you can set a display name for when pet mode is on. So we can test this here. So I'm going to put in one of my dogs, Remy, here, and I'm going to hit save, and then I can leave the car. This is what's going to show up on screen here. So we get a custom look instead of it just saying like your pet is fine or whatever, there's AC on. This gives it just that added layer of customization that makes Tesla cool. We got Paint Shop here recently. I think it was on the Christmas update, and that added it to the 3 and the Y where it was previously just on the Cybertruck. Now we have it on the S and X as well. That's really the only update here to the Paint Shop. Another little update in Toy Box is on Sketchpad. You can actually now add stickers and emojis. I have never, maybe once, used Sketchpad, so I'm sure there's people out there that do like it, but there's a little update for you. So we got an update to the Energy app as well, where you can now add trips. I know a lot of people are going to love this feature. So if we go into the Energy app here, you go to the top right corner, you can hit add trip. It'll be a new trip. We can just name this, let's name this New York here, since we are already going there apparently. And now as we go and we take our trip to New York, it will give us all of our stats here, so we can see our watt hours per mile, our total kilowatt hours used, how many miles we've driven, all that type of stuff. And you can click into that and you can pause the trip, you can delete the trip, you can edit the name, and you can just see everything in a more full screen look. And if you do want to reorganize your trip, so if you've got a bunch of different ones and you want one to be at the top, just like you'd move apps around or anything like that, you can just press and hold on one of the trips. They'll all start to jiggle a little bit, and you can just reorder them however you want. Now, this little visual update was taken straight from Enhance Auto, so you guys can thank them for that. But it actually utilizes the LED light strips on your Cybertruck, your Model Y, your Model 3, and I guess your S and your X now have it too. But it will actually use this as a blind spot indicator. So if you're trying to, change lanes and there's somebody in your blind spot, this little portion of the light strip is going to light up red. So again, that's something that Enhance Auto, you've been able to do with their products for a while, but Tesla has now baked it into the normal software. So neat feature for those that don't have those Enhance Auto products. Inside of the Music app now, if you're playing a certain song, holy hell, that was loud. So on Apple Music and Spotify, you can now swipe right on a track to add it to a queue, which is really nice. Quick little interaction there instead of having to hit the little dots and add it. And then on Apple Music, you can tap and hold on a song to add it to favorites. And with those new updates to the Music app, one thing I noticed is that when you're adjusting the volume, it will display a little icon next to the volume depending on what source you're using. So if you're using podcasts, it'll show the podcast icon. If you're using Spotify, Apple Music, it'll be a little icon on the screen. So it's doesn't change anything, but it's just a neat little touch. This is a really helpful one. Tesla did finally add the ability under software to enable automatic updates. I don't like turning that on because I like to manually choose when my updates get installed. But nonetheless, you can do that if you don't really care and you just want your vehicle to always be up to date. Tesla added some new parental control options specifically for performance vehicles. So you can now restrict track mode when you're using these parental features, so you can't manipulate the vehicle's handling or braking. It prevents a lot of the safety features from being turned off. It restricts the acceleration mode to chill, all that kind of stuff. They made a couple updates to the Dashcam viewer. Clips can now extend up to 24 hours, and you can pick which ones you specifically want to stay on your vehicle. And when you download clips, it will now give you all that information that you could see on the display saved onto your clip. So speed information, whether you're using FSD or not, how much the brake was pushed down, all that kind of information. All right, but before we wrap this video up, we have to talk about the most significant improvement, or I guess change. Improvement is really up to you to decide, but the most significant change here for the Tesla Spring Update, and that is the Unreal Engine visualization improvements. So I will give you side-by-sides here so you can see this is what my screen looked like a couple days ago, and then this is what my screen looks like now. So we've got a much more visually dynamic and rich version of the car now. A lot of reflections and a lot of smoke and atmosphere and like very strong light sources and things. I'm really torn because I'm a guy that I really like improved graphics. There's something about the color that's just off to me. Like if I'm looking at this right now, like my car, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing on the screen, looks orange. Like a really vibrant, saturated orange. It does not look like the rich, like cherry, burgundy red color that it can kind of fluctuate between depending on the lighting. This is like just orange to me, like a really, like I said, really saturated orange. And it's odd because I've seen a lot of other people show pictures of their cars, like what the color looks like or what it should look like, and then what it looks like in the visualizations, and it's just not right. And I don't know if that just needs a little software tweak to help with that and make that match up a little bit more. But I really like a lot of the other stuff. Like I really like the detail in the wheels. Like that's dead on, looks just like my wheels. Obviously the tint is spot on. My custom license plate got deleted, but I had my little Metz plate on there for a while, and I don't know, it's just the color's just not right. Now, some of the other visual changes I really like. You got a little bit larger icons now at the bottom, which I think actually makes a big difference because they were really small before and really tough to hit, without fully focusing on them. So now having larger icons is great. The icons at the bottom kind of got squared off a little bit, and now we have this little folder icon at the bottom instead of having the 3 little dots. So that now kind of works as a little like most recents folder as well, even though it still shows recents on the right side. But that's really neat how that auto updates all the time. That's cool. But yeah, that change visually, I really like. When you're actually doing things around the vehicle, I see some really nice improvements. As you can see here, no brake light, but when you actually press the brakes down, you get a really vibrant glow on those brake lights, and you get some nice kind of reflection on the ground as well around that, which I think is a really nice touch, very realistic. If we use our turn signal there, it's kind of hard to see. Let me let off the brake. There we go. You can see you got your amber brake light, which is very accurate and realistic to what we've got on the car. Let's look on the front one. Yeah, there you got the turn signal on the front in the exact right spot. Like everything is spot on accurate. If I roll down a window, like I roll down my back window, you can see into the car, which I think is really cool. All that's just really, exact, and I really think that's nice. But yeah, it's just the color. But what I was going to say is, but when you are driving, all of your little visualizations have been really significantly enhanced. So the saturation is really strong. You got a lot of yellow, red, orange blurs and stuff. I'll show you this clip from inside of my garage the other day, kind of showing it. But overall, I just think the, visualizations of your environment has really improved. And again, I don't think the car looks bad. It's just still growing on me as far as whether or not I prefer this, enhanced, more realistic visualization versus the more like cartoony visualization. Another nice little visual touch, if you have a badged car, so, you know, a Plaid, a Launch Edition Model Y, a Cyber Beast, a Model 3 Performance, a Model Y Performance, anything like that, you're going to get this little animated badge. So it will play the first time you open the settings page, but if you want to see it again, you can just tap on it and it will play again. So really, really cool. You also get that on your app. Just makes everything feel a little bit more special if you did pony up for those, you know, badged models. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. Let me know down below if you learned something, or just let me know what your favorite feature of the Tesla Spring Update is. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And again, if you do want to support the channel, head on over to 3wliners.com, use my discount code, save yourself some money, and pick up some excellent floor mats for your Tesla or one of their multitude of other vehicles that they make floor mats for. They're awesome. I use them every single day. And again, it's a huge support to the channel. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. I'll see you in the next one.